Hi and welcome back to my animation studio. Thanks very much for joining me. This is the second in a series of videos that I'm making about a workshop that I gave up at the uMgungundlovu Film Festival, which I won the animation award for last year. I went up there a few weeks ago and gave a workshop to the youngsters on basic animation, and this is basically a series of videos that just cover what I went through in the workshop. So I hope you're enjoying them. I hope you'll come back and watch the rest of the series. And with that, let's get going with this part of the series. So in the first part, I covered my personal history and how I got into animation and how animation in South Africa was when I was young. And basically there were no animation schools and very few animation studios. And in this part I'm going to cover animation in South Africa today and how it's changed. There are today in South Africa many animation schools and there are many animation studios. So let's drill down deeper and have a look at two of the biggest and best animation studios in South Africa today. The first is Triggerfish Animation Studios. Triggerfish was started in Cape Town as a stop-motion studio in 1996. They did animation for TV adverts and animation for the South African version of Sesame Street, which was called Takalani Sesame. Along the way, over the years, they moved into more traditional 3D computer animation, and they created the first feature-length animation movie Adventures of Zambezia, which was released in 2006. This was followed up by another feature, Kumba, in 2013 and The SEAL Team in 2021, which was released on Netflix. Many of their films have won awards at the biggest animated film festival in the world, Annecy. One of their later films, called Zog, got nominated for the Best Short Animated Film at the 2018 Oscars. In 2019, Triggerfish announced they would be creating the series Mama K's Team 4, created by Malenga Mulindema. In 2021, they produced a superhero series called Kaya and the Kimojo Heroes, which was released on Disney and France Television. So that's Triggerfish Animation, a great South African animation success story. And in the workshop, I put an emphasis on Malenga Mulindema's Mama K's Team 4 and the Kaya and the Kimojo Heroes series to show that these are the stories that overseas producers, especially in Europe, want today. I wanted to emphasize that they're looking for original African stories, and we have them by the bucket load here in Africa. So the second big animation studio in South Africa is Sunrise Animation Studios. Again, this is a Cape Town based studio, but its roots are actually from Zimbabwe, where I'm from. It was founded in 1998 in Zimbabwe by a couple who were farming at the time, the Cunninghams. Phil Cunningham had written a children's book that he thought could be a good animated film, so he got together a team and created the stop-motion feature Legend of the Sky Kingdom, which was Africa's very first animated full-length feature. It was produced in Harare, Zimbabwe during a period of political unrest and extreme shortages. The story goes there was an empty plot next to the studio that they were using, and they used to go over to this empty lot and look for and sort pieces of junk. They made all the characters and sets for the movie out of junk. They even made the motion camera rig out of bicycle parts, as they didn't have the money to buy a real one. Because everything was made out of junk, they quipped it wasn't a stop motion film, it was actually a junk motion film, which I thought was quite cute. Legend of the Sky Kingdom was released in 2003, and it played at the Durban Film Festival, where Anand Singh, a big film producer here, saw it and bought the worldwide distribution rights. Sunrise then moved into the 3D space and created an animated series, Jungle Beat. Jungle Beat was first released on YouTube and still is, but it grew very big and is now distributed and broadcast in almost 200 countries around the world. On YouTube, it became a phenomenon with over 12 million subscribers to date and growing. Jungle Beat the movie was released in 2020 and was available on Netflix in 2021. Remember, this is an animation studio that was started by two Zimbabwean farmers who had never animated before. Quite extraordinary. Along the way, they made their very first animated feature film, and they made it out of junk. unreal. And they also made some of the most critical equipment in stop animation from bicycle parts. And this was all during one of the hardest times in Zimbabwe's history. They show what is possible if you have passion and determination. There is a lovely quote from director of Legend of the Sky Kingdom who said about their film, "The whole ethos of the production was to use what you've got. I realized we did not have vast resources or big budgets, but what we did have was the incredible ingenuity of African street artists. This inspired us and made us realize that art can always find a form to express itself. The idea of making a movie out of nothing really appealed to me, and I think it fired our creativity and passion in a way that proved you don't need big money and experience. What matters is passion and determination." So if they can do that under those circumstances and become a world-class animation studio, just imagine what is possible under normal conditions with a bit of passion and determination. There's really is an incredible story. So that's it for the second part of the series of videos that I'm doing on the workshop that I gave. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was at least informative, and I hope you'll tune back in for the rest of the videos that I'll be making on this workshop. Thanks once again for tuning in to my animation channel, and I hope I'll see you here again soon. All the best, and keep on animating out there.